Joining us now on Morning America to talk more is Kansas Republican Senator Roger Marshall. He also sits on the Senate Finance Committee. Great to see you, Senator.
Hannah, it's great to be with you, and I'm glad to see that news this morning. Maybe the stock markets will be up a little today. That's good.
Yeah, seeing the green is definitely welcome news. Both the House and Senate are holding tariff hearings this week, but what questions are you planning to ask today? What is it that you want to know? What do you want to find out?
Well, I've already had quite a few conversations with USTR Jamison Greer, so I think I don't have a lot of questions. I think I want to give him a platform just to share the president's story, how that in Trump 45, he used tariffs to leverage strong trade agreements. Now, you may recall, we didn't get one trade agreement done in the last 4 years, but under President Trump, he gave us USMCA, he gave us trade agreements with South Korea, with Japan, China Phase 1 as well, and we're still benefiting from those. The bright spot in agriculture right now is beef, and that's largely due to the trade agreements, the USMCA trade agreement with South Korea and Japan, that large beef sales are occurring right now. The other bright spot is probably dairy, and we're benefiting from those as well. So I expect Jamison Greer to tie in the two. How do tariffs impact his trade agreements going forward?
And we interviewed a steel CEO for a story today, and he says that he believes there's going to be some short-term pain, but he does believe that in the long haul, it is all going to be worth it for the steel industry here in the United States. Last week, you said the markets were overreacting to this tariff news. Do you feel vindicated seeing the stock markets ticking back up, seeing this green? And as I'm asking that, also, people are wondering if this is the eye of the storm or if it's really over.
Yeah, I didn't want to take the blame. I'm not going to take the credit for today. I think the stock market is one measure of the economy. What I'm concerned about is jobs right now. I believe that these tariffs are going to bring jobs back to America. That if you think about the history, the last 40 years, the big inflection points for manufacturing jobs especially was the loss after the NAFTA trade agreement and when China entered the World Trade Organization. So we need to correct that. My emphasis is long-term gain here. I want to bring those manufacturing jobs back to America, and I think these tariffs are one way to do that.
Yeah, but we got to level with our viewers, and there is still a lot of lingering anxiety out there. And one thing we haven't seen from the president is to say, look, hold on tight. I got both hands on the wheel. We're going to drive through this together. Everything's going to be okay. I feel your pain. I hear you right now. This was a conversation between Leland Vittert and Bill O'Reilly last night, and Bill O'Reilly said the president really ought to do that. Do you agree with him?
Well, I think it's a much more complex situation than that. I think that President Trump gave us the strongest economy of my professional lifetime, Trump 45, using these same policies. I believe in him. I believe that these tariffs are going to work. They're going to bring manufacturing jobs back to America, and we're going to grow. That they've worked in the past. I'm tired of being taken advantage of. Since I was a young child, I've heard the farmers tell me it's not fair that the other countries have higher tariffs on us than them. You think about agriculture, which is near and dear to my heart. Europe has a 50% tariff on agriculture products, India 100%, Canada 200%. But beyond that, I really expect USTR Greer to talk a lot about non-tariff barriers, how they use sanitary, phytosanitary rules to keep products out. I mean, as we've been talking about up here, we import billions of dollars of beef from Australia, but they don't buy one cheeseburger from my Kansas farmers and ranchers.
Yeah, I'm unfamiliar with that, and I actually used to live in Australia. Didn't even know that. Thanks for your time today, and let us know how it all goes.
You bet.
Senator Roger Marshall.